Hey everyone, my name is Robin Solonenko and I'm your Access 365 database instructor. And this is a video from my Access 365 intermediate course. In this short video, I'll show you how to import data from other sources. Because let's face it, you'll not always just type your data in, and in a lot of cases you already have it in other formats, so being able to import and export that data will be extremely essential. Don't forget to check out the Access Intermediate course on my site, and we'll see you on the other side. Welcome back everybody to this topic where we now discuss importing and exporting your data. Now this is a more realistic topic because you will probably have to import. The linking not so much, again, because we told you the risks with linking. With an actual import, we are taking the entire data from wherever we tell it to and actually put it in its own table over here. Now, just before we do this, again, we have some files that we're going to be using from our Chapter 1 files folder. I just wanted to review for a second this XML because a lot of people may not know what it is. They may have heard it before. XML, if you try and open this up, it's not going to know what to open it up with. You'll have to choose Notepad here. And this is what it looks like in Notepad. It's basically a text file, but it has a lot of tags in it. And these are HTML tags for the internet. This is kind of how the internet can talk to data sources. And this is just one of them. Now you can see here, you can see some words and stuff amongst all these tags. And this is a car part inventory database, basically is what it is. Now don't worry, you would not have created this manually, although you could have. There is an option in here to export as XML and it will throw in all the tags for you. And all it is, again, is just another way to talk between two different data sources. So that's what it looks like here, the XML file. So let's actually go ahead and import a couple different tables here. And again, we're going to go to your internal data or external data tab here, new data source. And again, you just choose from what you need. So let's try this XML file one. So from file, XML file. And you notice we don't have options to link because in the import here, this XML is only going to be imported. It can't link to it. So we go browse and there's my table car part inventory. I'll hit open and like I said, I got no options other than click OK. Now, this is what's a little bit different. It basically notices a structure in there, which is exactly what it should do. And it's telling you that's what it sees, a table. And those are the three fields. And then just ask you a question here. What are your options? We do want structure and data. So we will leave it where it is. You click OK. And that's it. Close it. And now we have a table car part inventory right there, where you can see your part ID, description, and part quantity. So, and it's no little blue arrow because it's actually in here. Now, we don't actually at this point have any way to link it to the other ones just because we're not using part ID yet. But also in this example, if we go to design view, you can see there is the primary key is the first one there. So that was good. It also recognized your text and whatever other settings that it was exported as well. Okay, so that's one option there for us. Let's do another one here. Let's actually link to there's an Excel one. So let's see what it is first before we open it up. It's going to be this, which one do we want here? Where's my extra data? Oh, it's this the Access one, the extra data database. So if I open that, just to see what we have before we do it. Okay, it looks like we have one table in there with table accessories. Okay, good enough for me. So let's try this again. External data tab, new data source, from database access, and I browse. It's the extra data database. And this one we will choose the import because we're not going to link this time. I click OK. And that's the table accessories. Click OK. And close. And now we have table accessories here, which is the accessories for the officers, some pocket knives, bulletproof vest, handcuffs, etc. Okay, real simple. We just pointed to an Access database and pulled in the table. Okay, let's do one more. This time it will be an Excel file, and let's browse to it. It should be called non-members personnel. There it is, non-members personnel. And again, we're going to import this one. So we click OK. Same as before. It looks like it behaves like a linked one where you have to confirm it has headings. You can define the properties if you wish. You can also define the index if you want, but we'll do that later. Next. And now it does ask you, do you want a primary key? Now you see if I choose my own, that ID column disappears. And this is where we do not like to let Access do anything. Because if you don't tell it what to do, it will come up with its own ID, and that's really not what we want here, because these are non-member employees, so these are not officers. We want to say, I'll choose my own, and it'll be the employee ID. Okay, and that should be, again, unique and can't be empty. Click Next, and we will call this one TBL underscore non-members, like that. Click Finish and Close. And now we have TBL non-members over here. If I open it, voila. So these are employees of the police department, but they're non-members. Now, let's just confirm that it made it a primary key. If I go into Design View, sure enough, my employee ID is the primary key. Okay, so that is how you import your data. Pretty simple on that one. Just choose your types. You see the XML didn't give you an option. It was import only. But you can choose, again, Excel, whichever ones we needed, Access, text files, XMLs, and you just go through the wizards and actually bring all the data in. This is the preferred method if you can, and again, now you can go to the relationships window, come back here, you can see you have, where is it here, the car part inventory, the non-members, and the accessories, but these don't have any linking fields. So at this point in the game, these are standalone tables, and that's okay. I brought them in for other purposes, but of course, if there was something that you could link in here, we would do it. This wouldn't work. The employee ID these are mechanics, so you can't use that. But you get the point here. If you can link them, you do. That's the best way to do this. At this point, these are just standalone for us. Okay, you can leave them in here just so you're aware that you have them. Close and save the changes, and that is it for that. Okay, next, now we talk about exporting. Now, you have lots of ways you can export again. So I'll just take table cars here. I just select it. And from my external data tab, again, which one do we want to export? You can see you export it to Access, PDF, text file, Excel. So let's just see what a couple of these do. I'll choose the Excel one here. And again, so you can see my TBL cars right there. And we want to export with data formatting and layout. And that's about it. We can browse it to that folder there. I'm actually going to put it in the temp folder that we did earlier. Voila, and I say OK, and it's finished. So now when I go over to this section here, go to my temp folder, there's my table of cars, open it up, and boom, there's my Excel document. Look at that, nice little fields up there on all my data. And it tells me down here, TBL underscore cars. It knows to label it the same name. So that's what it looks like in Excel. Okay, let's do it again, but this time I'm going to do a PDF. So if I choose PDF here, same thing, we're going to go, same location. I'll just publish it. It was that quick, and voila, here it is. There's my PDF. We'll open it up, and this is what it looks like. Whoops, this is what it looks like in my PDF. Same thing, nice little field names up there. There's all my data. So you can see this exporting is really not too difficult. You just need to choose what type you want. Let's just do one more. If I choose access here, now it says specify the destination file name and format. Well, let's browse, and I'll put it in the MPD criminal data one. So you actually have to have an Access database that exists. And I'll hit save, I hit OK. And again, we want definition and data. And boom, she's done. So if I go back over to this one, open up MPD criminal data, there's my table cars right there. It all came in again. Okay, now just an FYI, when you do that export, of course, you cannot be sitting in that other database. It has to be closed. Okay, so importing, exporting, quite popular to do. You have a lot of options here to choose from. Those are just some of the popular ones. But that wraps up that whole topic. We'll see you in the next one where we now discuss appending a data file. See you on the other side.